And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fusel, on a beautiful fall morning here to kick off the big three-day race weekend. What a big weekend. We're going to have 10 races today. 7 of them are going to be big fields on our world-class turf course. And, of course, the big day tomorrow, the Commonwealth Day. 8 turf stakes tomorrow, including 3 graded stake races with the return of the Grade 2 Baltimore-Washington International Turf Cup.
Just an absolutely loaded card tomorrow on Commonwealth Day. The weather looks to be good. I think it's going to be a great handle day. Some really good better opportunities. We've got some of the big name trainers in the town, Chad Brown, Christophe Clement, just to name a couple. Yeah. Get tied on here for a big weekend of racing at LaurelPark.
If you like turf racing, LaurelPark's the place to be this weekend. And if you like wagering, we'll have some nice wagering opportunities for you as well. Let's show you one of the fillies we're going to see in the Grade 3 Commonwealth Oaks. In the lead, a homebred filly by Tappan for Stuart S. Janney III. And Janney looking to win this race for the 3rd year in a row. He won it 2 years ago with Onus. He won it last year with My Impression. Can Stuart Janney and the Hall of Famer Shug McGahee win the Oaks for a 3rd year in a row? In the leash, nice allowance win here. She's going to have to step up against Stakes Company, a Grade 3 Stakes Company. She's 12-1. It's a very tough race, the Commonwealth Oaks.
Yeah, I've got her line at 12. She could come down a little bit off of that. She can maybe go up a little bit higher, considering the numbers and comparing everything. She disposed of that field quite easily. That was first time Lasix, and we see these McGahee runners, just like his 3-year-old in the Derby, getting better at the end of the year. Certainly can move up. She's a tactical type. What a great family line.
Sure.
What kind of luck has Janney had? Megan's Joy, a Quiet Harbor.
Right.
The production out of that family has been tremendous.
And Megan's Joy, the dam of Quiet Harbor, the dam of In the Lee.
Right.
But yeah, Megan's Joy, what a producer she's been. She was the dam of Ironicus, who won the Grade 2 Dixie a couple years ago for Janney and McGahee. So In the Lee, going in the right direction. That allowance win was going 9 furlongs. I think that's big as well. She has a win going 9 furlongs on this turf course.
Definite experience over the turf course, and is definitely an improving type. You've got Chad Brown. He's kind of loaded in the race with the 3. Rimska hasn't been out. Ran pretty well in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Came back to win, and then, laid off since February. We've got to consider the layoff for Rimska. He's also got TATR, another one that looks like just getting better and better. Is going to appreciate the extra ground.
Yeah, Remska, I'm going to have to see a race from her coming off the layoff. I like the other Chad Brown filly a lot, Tapper J, another Tappet filly, and she had a nice, strong allowance win last out, going a mile and 3/16 at Saratoga. My top pick in the Grade 3 Commonwealth Oaks is the 8 Chubby Star, the Maryland bred for Sagamore Farm and Horacio de Paz. She was second against the boys in the James Murphy on Preakness Day. She's been running against tough company since then, a couple Grade 3s and a decent 4th last out up there at Saratoga. She's 1 for 1 on this Laurel turf course. She broke her maiden in debut last year when she was 2. She gets Jose Lescano. I got Chubby Star on top in the Oaks.
10 career starts. She's won at the distance. She can handle the track. We know that. She likes this turf course. Just trying to figure out her running style. 2 races back, she ended up on the lead. I didn't know where that was from. Last time out, came from mid-pack. She's going to be a square price in this race. That's the one thing. Usually maybe don't get with the Sagamore horses around here. She's going to settle in, I think, at that 5 or 6 to 1 shot. You might get her at the right time, Stan.
All right, so it's a deep field in the Grade 3 Commonwealth Oaks. Can Janney and McGahee win it for a 3rd year in a row? We'll see. It's a tough race. Let's talk about the feature of the day, the Grade 2 Baltimore-Washington International Turf Cup. It's a Grade 2, 200,000, going a mile on the turf course. We'll be on we're on the Fort Marcy and the Kelso turf course all weekend long here today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And great to see this race coming back here. Certainly you have a lot of great memories of it, and all of our course lanes on the turf course are named after past international winners: Kelso, Fort Marcy, Dahlia, the filly, all along. And we've seen some great ones, and great to see this race back this Saturday here at Laurel.
Projected, I do believe, will be the favorite, 9-5 on the morning line. But is he kind of what he was?
Right.
Last time they tried the blinkers, it didn't really work out on that yielding going in New York. Fairly evenly matched field. I know you like Roger Outfield's horse coming in, Tower of Texas, from Woodbine. The Woodbine shipper aligned at 5 to 1. Pretty close field here. I think if you can go ahead and beat the favorite, because we know the money's going to come in on Chad. He's probably going to be bet down. Could even be a little bit lower, maybe than that 9-5. So not a lot splitting these horses. Ring weekend, and you have last year's black type who's won over this turf course.
Yeah, Black Type won this race last year when it was the Commonwealth Turf Cup. Now it's the Baltimore-Washington International Turf Cup. Yeah, Black Type will be tough with Caramanos aboard for Clement. I have Tower of Texas, the Roger Hatfield runner, my top pick in the BWI. But yeah, Grand Motion will be tough with Ring Weekend. And how about Mike Maker is going to have a price in here? This horse has won 2 in a row. Maker scored with a price a couple weekends ago here, and you get Daniel Centeno, who's riding very well right now.
Interesting way. The flow of this race is going to be intriguing with Christmas Sky, who really likes to just kind of go out and open up. Maybe the Maker horse gets the first run. Will he be able to kind of hold off some serious closers like your favorite, like Ring Weekend, like Tower of Texas and Black Type? So Maker will slip away at a decent price.
And we both have fond memories. Great to see this race back. It kind of came back a little bit under the radar. That's the way they had to maneuver it. They had to kind of rename a race to get this race back on the back on the stakes calendar. Now we have it back on the stakes calendar. Now we just need to get lucky with one of these winners, maybe this fall, going on to win a Grade 1, Grade 2, get the BWI Turf Cup up to a Grade 1. I think in a couple years that's what we'll see. So excited to see this race tomorrow. Another Grade 3 tomorrow, the Commonwealth Derby for the boys, going 9 furlongs on the turf. I like Voodoo Song, might be Lone Speed in there, your favorite for Linda Rice. But I think the 3, Just Howard, going in the right direction. He's won 3 in a row for Grand Motion. I like Just Howard at a decent price in the Commonwealth Derby. And McGahee, Janney, they have a nice one in there as well, Profiteer.
Profiteer, it looks awfully good. He's going to be my top selection in the race. I like the way he just kind of exploded last time after some trouble to get up, got up to win over a mod horse that had been off a lot of time. But I mean, that was a good 2 other and a pretty salty 2 other than in New York against the older horse. He's back with 3-year-olds. I like Profiteer a lot. We talked about the filly for McGahee. He gets these horses late in the 3-year-old year going the right direction.
Absolutely. So 3 graded stakes tomorrow, 8 turf stakes in total. It's all part of a big 12-race card. Special early post time tomorrow is 12:30. We'll start at our normal 1:10 time today and Sunday, but early post time tomorrow for the first race, 12:30. All right, let's get right to it. All the action today. Beautiful conditions, fast and firm. We're on the Kelso and the Fort Marcy turf courses all day long here. There's the conditions. Couldn't ask for better weather here to kick off a fall weekend, right?
You're perfect. You felt that little touch of briskness this morning when I stepped outside. Whoa, this is a little bit different than what it's been for the last couple of weeks. So
good
fall may be here.
Good Maryland fall air. And we have a couple carryovers for you today. We'll start in race 1 with the Super High 5 carryover. A little over $3,000 today for that Super High 5 carryover. Starts in race 1. Every race with 7 or more horses. Low 15% takeout. So that starts in race 1. Also, we have a little carryover building in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. It'll start race 5 today on the 10-race program. Carryover a little over $1,800 in today's Pick 6 starting race 5. I have a ticket for that. Keith, I know you like the early Pick 4. You have a ticket for that. We'll have 3 Pick 4s for you this afternoon. Let's get right to it here in race 1 to kick off that Super High 5. Also, race 1 kicks off the early Pick 5 with your industry low, 12% takeout. Both Pick 5s here at LaurelPark, always your best bet. And the early Pick 5 is always a mandatory payout. I have a price play of the day, my long shot of the day right here. In race 1, we're going a mile on the Kelso turf course with the rail setting at 35 feet. Maiden claiming 16,003 and up. I think this is a very soft, suspect group here, Keith. So I go price shopping here. I end up on the 8. Break the mold for trainer Arparna Bartula. 3-year-old by Lonro gets Jose Barnes to ride. The last turf race, 2 starts ago, early September. That was an amateur race. You see the weight there, 134. Just draw a line through that race. Forget about that race. Look to the last turf race here with a regular rider aboard. That was back in June at this maiden 16 level. I watched a replay. The horse was on the inside, covered up the whole way. Finished with interest, though. A decent 4th, only beaten a length and 3/4 that day. Got a 53 Beyer speed figure. That kind of effort with a little more racing luck and a good trip, I think puts Break the Mold right there today against a soft group. I'll go with the Maryland bred, the 8, Break the Mold here at a price in the opener.
Yeah, the opener, real head scratcher. I mean, I landed on Bungalow as the morning line favorite. I didn't know where to go. You're seeing some of these newer trainers in here, trainers that don't win a lot. I just kind of defaulted to Bungalow as the morning line favorite. He certainly may jump up off of that out of a race where Chalkamount came back to win. I'm going to go against him, Claudia. This turf stuff, usually not his game. He's got a runner later in the card. I think it'd be tough. Holds the level off the claim. I agree with you. It's dropped for a little value. I think the 7 Wintry will drift up a little bit, I believe, from this 5-2 morning line. I don't see a lot of speed in here. Got in trouble last time with a little middle move and kept on trying. First time for a trainer I'm not really familiar with, but having an okay year, 5 for 29, hitting the 17% clip. What I like, sprinter routes, $8.23 return on investment. Look at the mare. I Match 2 was 5 for 17 in turf routes. Get Stormy. The stallion was a horse I saw a couple times actually on some derby trips. It run real big, could kind of stretch the speed. I don't really see it in here. I think Wintry can go ahead and get the lead and dictate.
And you get Sheldon Russell, who's riding well as of late, so a good rider there. So both Keith and I shopping for a little price here for our top pick. The 6 is going to be one of your favorites, Hurricane, but 0 for 16, 3-year-old. Underperforming son of Tisway here. Last time at this maiden 16 level, 2 starts ago at Monmouth, came from way out of it. A good second that day at 11-1. That's kind of his game. He comes from way out of it. Didn't run very good last out against Maiden Special Weight Company. This is his level, but these connections shipping into town here with an 0 for 16 maiden. So we're both trying to beat him.
There's a horse that's just like he kind of is scared. He doesn't want to quite put that head out in front. He's done it's a few races back, but he just doesn't want to follow through. No Lasix, Alluring Silver. This horse at least got the lead last time with a good trip. I think he's a user from the rail. Justifiable Junior, I'm also going to throw in. I'm going to give this horse another chance. Talking about that amateur rider race on the 9th. This horse was kind of wide against a slower pace, never picked it up. Now we're going third time Lasix on the grass. You go 3 races back. That was a decent run against Budley. Another amateur race. I think this horse is going to be okay. Jockey-trainer combination. Not a big sample, but pretty deadly, and get you some value.
Another horse coming out of an amateur race, the 2, the intern for trainer Howard Wolfendale. You get the 7-pound apprentice Carlos Carrasco aboard. This horse ran some decent races on the turf last year up there in New York. The 2, the intern, could show up at a decent price with a ground-saving trip from the inside here in race 1. So a real wide-open maiden 16 going a mile on the Kelso to kick off the early pick 5. We're both going for a price in that race. The early pick 4 starts in the second race, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-olds or older horses. Never won 3. Keith, I know you like the early pick 4. Let's take a look here.
Spread them in the opener, right? We're going to go 6 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Sky Chaparral off the big plummet from 50 to 50,000 3 in life in New York, now to the nickel 3 in life at LaurelPark. I'm going to use the horse. I'm going to kind of hope he gets beat at that shorter price when we get this thing started. 3 deep in the third, the 1, the 2, the 9. 2 deep in the fourth with the 2 and the 10, and 2 deep in the fifth with the 3 and the 6. We're hopefully going to get a little value in the opener of this pick 4. $36 ticket.
I like your strategy, trying to go deep here in race 2, trying to beat the favorite, because you either go deep and try to get a price to beat the favorite or just single on the favorite. Right. And with this kind of move, I don't think the 4 Sky Chaparral warrants or merits being a single on anybody's ticket. Real suspicious drop from 50,000 3 life up there at Aqueduct last April up there in the David Jacobson barn. Now in the Jose Corrales barn, drops right to the nickel 3 life. Corrales doing the right move. He might have gotten this horse for nothing. We don't know. Jose Barnes, who I like in the opener, maybe Jose Barnes takes the early daily double, but we both try to beat the favorite here in the second.
And I won. It's a pretty strong angle. Corrales with these droppers, a big 50% or more drop. He's 7 for 13 and 10 for 13 in the money over the last couple of years with an ROI right around $7. But this horse doesn't have a lot of speed. Will he get the right setup? Really sketchy is the 4 Sky Chaparral. I'm going to come right back with the Iron Bank. I've been chasing him around. He's been okay for me. Last time, just a little too far off the early pace. He comes back, in 7 days, 6, 7 days, Stan? That's not going to bother me at all. Kaiser Cartagena, going back over the last 5 years, pretty strong. 17 for 24 in the money with this move with 7 wins. This horse has been taken back, only really running the last quarter of a mile. I think the Iron Bank can lay a little bit closer against this field and follow through.
I like the new running style the last couple races we've seen from this 4-year-old Maryland bred. He used to go to the front and get tired. His last couple races, they took him off the pace and made a late move. A good win 2 starts ago by 7 1/4 coming off the pace, and then he made a wide move last out to finish a good third here at this. Against 10,000 3 Life. Now the drop back down to the nickel 3 Life. The horse 6 for 9 in the money here at Laurel. You get Stevie Hamilton, so we're both on the same horse. The 6, the Iron Bank. We both like the 2 as well. Humboldt Street's been in good form recently since getting into the Dale Capuano barn this year. Horse hasn't been off the board all year. Very good form recently for the 2 Humboldt Street. 109, the weight assignment with the 7-pound bug boy Luis Rodriguez.
Yeah, a little bit more speed in here, and looking at the last 2, he chased Legend Keeper, who would probably be the speed of this race. Maybe Raven Rush will go ahead and send from the outside using what's been the better part of the racetrack, Stan.
Right.
Once again, it's been 3 straight weekends where the outside has been good on this dirt track. So keep paying attention to that and see if that trend continues into this weekend. But Humboldt Street, a good run. The last 2 you really got to like. He fits perfectly in this level. It's hard to separate him and Ames Street. Very similar running style, but I do think Humboldt Street will have the jump on the 1 Ames Street.
All right, so both Keith and I on the 6, the Iron Bank there in the second race. Let's turn the page here. Race 3, we're going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy turf course, rail setting at 87 feet. This is a 16,000 starter allowance condition, optional claiming 16,000. Kelly Rubley has a well-entered horse here. Hussah for trainer Kelly Rubley. He's been in great form recently. Gets Daniel Centeno to ride. This horse coming out of an open 12-5 last out up there at Delaware. That was an open claiming race and a very good second that day. Won a 3 Life race before that. This horse 0 for 2 here at LaurelPark, but those 2 races, won earlier this year on a yielding turf course, and then won last year against a tough allowance field that was won by Cambodia. So I think the 9, Hussah, well spotted here today to get the job done in race 3.
Yeah, Hussah out of an open company race. We're back in the condition. I think the 1, 2, or 9, the race is around these 3. Follow the Pedals comes out of a 2 other than 2 races back. Meddy Bump's been chasing some tough A other than company. Tough for me to split. Kelly Rubley doing very well. This horse made a nice move, almost sustained, chasing that lone speed and just got run down. I like Meddy Bumps though. Another barn. Elizabeth Merriman. We're going great guns right now. Not running a lot of horses throughout the year, but you've got to respect everything she throws out of there. Good race 2 back in that 25 kind of split condition at Parks. Last time out, a killer A other than with the big pot. We saw Ultimate Avery come out of that race to run a good number, 68 for open 15,000. So these horses are proven against open company now coming into this condition. I think it's the roads between those horses.
I use a 2 in my top 3. Merriman, 20% on the year. She's a perfect 2 for 2 at the fall meet. Edwin Gonzalez riding extremely well. Also, he should get a nice ground-saving trip on the 2 Meddy Bumps. I throw the 1 Follow the Pedals into the exacta. That last turf race was on a yielding turf course against a tough 2 other than field. But you look at the race back in June on a firm turf course against 25,000 starter allowance company. A good second that day with a 76 buyer. Sheldon Russell, Hugh McMahon, they're going well. I like the 1 Follow the Pedals. I think is going to be right there with a good inside trip.
Yeah, my mistake, guys. I probably must have fat finger typing in the picks. The 1. My selection should be 2, 1, 9, and 10 in here. And this would be an interesting little race for the riders, Stan, because you look at it, there's not a lot of speed. None of these horses want to be right up on it. So who's going to go ahead and get that early position? I think it's going to be a tightly packed group and then a sprint from the quarter pole to the wire.
Do note in race 3, couple scratches. The 3 and the 5 scratch participate in Street Miz. They scratch, so therefore that draws in off the AE. The 11 Spicy Girl Red will run in race 3. So let's turn the page here. The middle pick 4 is going to start in race 4 today, going 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming 10,000 3-year-olds and upward. And I go with the 4, Creepy the Crab, coming off that 61 buyer speed figure at Timonium. Is that right? Was that a typo?
That is the number.
That's a big number for maiden 10 at Timonium. But he finally woke up with Angel Cruz aboard. He's run some decent races in the past for trainer Nancy Heil. He comes with a late move. Hopefully he's not too far back going 5.5 furlongs. He catches a soft group here. He's 0 for 15 maiden, but maybe he's in good form off that strong Timonium outing. He keeps Angel Cruz aboard here today. You're not You're not giving Creepy any shot, are you?
I mean, hey, look at my top selection. He's 0 for 13. Wilco's Goldeneye. Creepy the Crab down towards the inside. I think he'll come down off of that number a little bit, but a good game effort behind Ogeechee. I believe that was the favorite for Kieran in that race on September the 4th at Timonium. Yeah, spot on Fark looks like his speed. He's down inside. I think Wilco's Golden Eye, the blinkers have gone on, and he's run 3 credible efforts. I think he's just got the stalk and pounce kind of running style that's going to work in today's 4th race.
Donald Souter might get the money. He'll have his cowboy hat and Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my man, Donald Souter. So, all right, but a soft group here in the 4th race. I'm going with the 9-2 shot on top. Keith going with a 7-2 shot. You'll get a decent price here. I think the favorite of 3, Spot on Fark, is going to get a lot of pressure from the inside. What's this bug boy going to do? Is he going to rate? Is he going to go to the front? A lot of pressure on the bug boy here, breaking from the inside on the favorite.
And you've got the entry, Victor Newman, from the outside to put a little pressure on. Slim is going to need that help. He's been kind of hampered by not having enough flow in front of him. I think he's going to get a contested pace. He'll make a better run for trainer Mike Juralis, one of these two, the 10 or the 2. That's it.
Today's my last day with Creepy the Crab. If he doesn't,
you had him in his debut, if I'm not mistaken.
The damn Goldstones was a runner. She's got to be a little disappointed right now. Yeah, she won like 8 or 9 races, made 6 figures. So Creepy the Crab has been underperforming so far. He needs to break his maiden. I'll give him one more shot today.
Don't feel bad, Stan. I've selected Creepy the Crab. I think back when I had a show with Gabby, and I had Creepy the Crab on top. So miss my people for Robbie Bells. That might be the sneaky price horse in this race. I like this horse a lot at 18-1, 2 races back. Just a little flatten out late. Throw out the last race at Timonium. This horse got bothered early, bothered going into the turn, and just kind of a little belated run on that sloppy sealed surface. Might be your user underneath as a price in your tries in Superfectus.
All right, take a good luck. Maybe get a price there in race 4 to kick off the middle. Pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, I like the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 today. It starts in race 5 on today's 10-race program. A little over $1,800 is the carryover. I have a ticket. We'll start with that right after this.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
Welcome back. Today the race is presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with Keith Fustel. Nice little carryover today in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, and the carryover is $1,818. And at this level, if you can get all 6 winners, very good shot. You'll be the only person, and you'll take it down. They'll put about $2,500 to $3,000 new money into it today. So a playable Pick 6 today. It starts in race 5. I have a ticket. Let's take a look at my ticket, a very affordable $48 ticket. I'm going to go 5 deep here in this opener. It's a nice open 15,000 filly and mare turf sprint. I'll go 5 deep. Then race 6 is a nice maiden special weight, one of our features of the day. I'll go 3 deep in there. I like a price on top, the 12-1, number 6 Star Vista on top in race 6. But I'll go 3 deep in that race. Nice allowance race for 2-year-olds there in the 7th race. I'm tossing the 1, Smooth B, the 7-5 favorite. I'm going to use the 4 Hidden Funds and the 7 Chinqua Pin there in race 7. I'm going to key on the 2 Our Independence in race 8. Ollie Figgins barn, Mary Epler barn, been looking for a win here this fall meet for Our Independence. Runs first off the claim today for Mary Epler with Caramanos aboard. I'm going to single on the 2 Our Independence. Going 4 deep there in race 9. That's a nice 3 other than allowance feature of the day. And then race 10, nice turf route, Wicked Heats in good form, and Winter Springs as well for Wayne Potts. So there's my Pick 6 ticket, a $48 play. Can we get Mary off the stride today with my single there, Our Independence?
Snuck up the Monmouth to grab this horse, huh?
Yeah. Horse in good form.
Yeah, he's in very good form. He'll sit a good trip. His price will probably come down a little bit. I've got a bad line on Frisky Magician. I looked at it again this morning. How did I make this horse 6-1?
Which
sometimes you got to beat yourself up, Stan, in that race. So there's some scratches in race 8. So we'll get to that when we get to race 8. But yeah, this horse will be down off of that line of 6-1 considerably.
Let's take a look here at the first leg to kick off the pick 6. 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf course rail at 35 feet, claiming 15,000, wide open, no condition. Filly and mares here. We have a video spotlight on the 6 Sweet Little Lies. Let's show you this race from July 11th with Sheldon Russell aboard, who's back aboard today for Mark Schumann.
Is this kind of a horse just for a course is what I'm wondering, Stan, for Sweet Little Lies. Toss the yielding race out on August the 6th at Laurel. The 2 firm tries have been good. Saved ground this day, well off the pace. You see Sarah's Whisper, she's always up on the front end. But Sheldon, a really, really nice ride with Sweet Little Lies. Was very patient. Saved ground every step of the way to about the 8th pole and shifts out and makes a good game run inside. Well, actually splitting rivals past the 8th pole to get up in time. That's good enough, guys. I know we're a little short. But Sweet Little Rise beat a decent field. Summer Frock, Charm City, starter allowance type of field. That always works at about that 15,000 to 20,000 level. So Sweet Little Lies back to a firm course today will be dangerous from off the pace.
This is the Ollie Figgins horse I was talking about. The 3 Aussie Prayers.
Okay.
I got my Ollie Figgins and Mary Epler horses runners confused, but I like Ollie Figgins to kick off my pick 6 ticket. We both have the 3 Aussie Prayer on top. These connections have been red hot. Ollie Figgins and Kevin Gomez been doing very well together, and this will be the first start here in the new barn for Ollie Figgins, and he's 25% with a positive ROI with new runners in his barn. This horse a game second, got beat a nose last out against Open 16,000 company, going short on the turf at Parks, was up at Saratoga the race before that. I don't like the inside post here, but these connections are red hot. They can overcome it, hopefully, with the 3 Aussie Prayer.
I think the key for Aussie Prayer is going to be my top selection as well. The barn's just absolutely rolling. It is just the break. The first almost 16th of a mile speed kind of surrounding her. If she comes away cleanly, she's got enough positional speed to lay close to get within 3 or 4 by the top of the lane. I don't know if I want her coming for more than that, but she's going to have targets. Sarah's Whisper with speed. Aloya with speed. No more excuses. I know it's not really done much on the turf, but I think we'll force the pace. Speed of the speed is probably Sarah's Whisper. I think she gets a little tired late. Aussie Prayer, the 3, or the Sweet Little Lies, the 6 to come pick up the pieces.
And we both like the 10 on the outside. Exchanging Secrets for trainer Lacey Gaudet. This is a dropping class from 2 other than Allowance Company to this Open 15. You get the 7-pound apprentice Carlos Carrasco to ride. You look at the race 3 starts ago back in May. Good second against Open 20,000 Company. I think the last 2 races against 2 other than just too tough. At this level, I think the 10 Exchanging Secrets should be right there on the outside.
Yeah, maybe this drop is going to pick her head back up. Lacey, the 1 for 10 allowance to claimers the last couple years. I didn't like that move. Hung out to the outside. We'll get flow and we'll make a run. Is it going to be significant? Is she in that good a form right now? That's my question for this horse. I think the 3 or 6 is going to be awfully tough.
All right, nice turf sprint to kick off the pick 6 today in race 5. Race 6, one of our features of the day, a maiden special weight to kick off the late pick 5. No carryover in today's late pick 5, but as always, more money back to you with that industry low 12% takeout. We had some monster late pick 5 payouts last week, and I was swinging for them. Missed. Try it again this weekend. Okay. Let's take a look here. Race 6, a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy. Rail at 87 feet. We have an interesting stat here for this Speightstown filly, the 5, Amon Roca, by Speightstown here for Grand Motion. Here's a stat on Amon Roca's sire.
Yeah, how about this? Over the past 5 years, Speightstown is 6 for 19 and 10 for 19 in the money, with 2-year-olds making their second career start sprinting on the turf. The median winner, $11.40.
Nice.
Pretty strong. You get the benefit of Lasix first time on, a little freshening, comes out of a good race. I think Omen Roca with his transition to the turf is going to be awfully good. Gets a good stalking position. The 9 in jail probably going to be your favorite. I've got our line at 8-5 on the morning line. A good effort last time out. Was battling gamely inside of some rivals and just couldn't quite hold on. I didn't have a whole lot of turf info on this horse first time out. I'm going to take a pass again at the shorter price from the top position. I think Omen Roca here transferring to the turf gets it done.
Yeah, Speightstown, a major league $100,000 sire, and they paid $180,000 for this girl. She is coming out of a good race. Shahaza Cat was a monster that day for Delacour. She gets first-time Lasix today. I overlook her. I can't knock her too much. I'm taking a shot with 4 other horses on top. That horse will get bad. The Gaudette horse will get bad. The In Jail
Yeah.
for Trombetta is going to be a heavy favorite. I use In Jail second. I'll take a shot here with a 12-1 first-time starter, the 6 Star Vista from the Jesse Cruz barn. Jesse Cruz, a new, young, up-and-coming trainer here in Maryland. It's a Maryland-bred 2-year-old filly by McLean's Music, the sire of this year's Preakness winner. What was his name? Cloud Computing?
Cloud Computing.
I wanted to call him Cloud of Judgment. Cloud Computing.
It was one of those years for the Triple Crown. Why don't you try to sit back and remember who won? I was like,
Right.
I called the chart for the Derby. I'm trying to remember the winner.
But McLean's Music, an up-and-coming sire. The dam wasn't much. She was only 2 for 12, made 21,000. This girl is a half to Lost Your Number, who made 77,000. So she does have a couple, another sibling as well that made a little money. So a couple siblings that have won. J.D. Acosta rides. I like the workout tab here for the 6 Star Vista. I like how August 27th, when the track here at Laurel was closed, they were doing some work on the main track, but they didn't want to miss a work with this filly at all. They had her on schedule. They shipped her over to Pimlico August 27th in a bullet half-mile work 48. I think that was a nice move. And then you see 3 nice 5 furlong works since then. First-time Lasix and debut. I'll take a shot here with a filly who looks well prepared for the debut, number 6 Star Vista.
I like it, yeah. Flaxflower, the 3 for Lacey Gaudette.
Yeah.
By exchange rate, the mare, Sees Irish, stakes winner on the grass at Santa Anita, and 3 turf-winning siblings, and I think they won kind of early, too. So Flaxflower, I think, is going to be well met this afternoon.
Yeah, Calumet Farm, homebred. Good to see some Calumet Farm homebreds here in Maryland. The dam, yeah, she made over 400,000, was great at stakes place. She was a stakes winner, turf and dirt. You get Toledo on the 3, Flaxflower. I think the money will come in on that runner. This is a nice maiden special weight race. We haven't even talked about the Hammy Smith first-time starter yet.
No. New sire, Hunter's Bay. Big purchase, $3,000 stallion fee. They buy the source for $60.
Yeah.
Hammy, 4 for 21 with maiden special weight turfers, 2-year-old turfers. The last couple years with a positive ROI. Good angle there. We know that family. Fixius, the old Dickie Small, right, if I'm not mistaken. Going back. You've got horses, 8 horse Denrobi. I'm not usually, the Tim Key firsters, not usually his game. I looked up the mare, Boudica, half to Misty on point. The Sagamore horse, it's done well sprinting on the grass. So a lot of ways to go in race 6. I do think In Jail still going to be your favorite and hedging around that 8-5, 2-1 range. But you could definitely dig out something in race 6 for a price if In Jail doesn't show up.
And nice maiden special weight there to kick off that late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Another nice 2-year-old race for you in the 7th race to kick off the late pick 4. We're going a flat mile, 2-year-olds, A other than optional, claiming 50,000. And the 1 Smooth B, 7-5, and a deserved favorite here. Sharp win 2 starts ago at Parks, and got a decent number in the sapling at 32-1 last out at Monmouth for trainer Robert Reed. Gets Sheldon Russell. I used the horse 3rd. You have to respect the horse a little bit, but I'm just picking 2 horses ahead of this horse. The 4 Hidden Funds has a win going a mile last out at Delaware. Was 5-1 that day. Second career start, stretching out to a mile with Michael Sanchez aboard for Mike Pino. It's a 2-year-old by Runaway and Hyde out of a pleasantly perfect mare. I'll take a shot with the 4 Hidden Funds, who has a win at this distance. My top pick here in the 7th.
Gets the win at Delaware. That 2-turn mile beat a Delacour firster, I believe, and a Jones runner as well. So beat the right kind of horses out of barns that just get a ton of play at Delaware. Smooth B, yeah, Stan. I overcome some trouble in the 2-back race, the 3-back race, and the sapling broke well, but then was a little keen early and was used inside. I don't know if that's definitely, I think, was the downfall for this 2-year-old by Wagee. Was 32-1 that day. Carried the field into the stretch. Actually should clear after dueling. Could not hold on the last 1/8 of a mile. Smooth B now back to a 1-turn mile, but stuck down inside with some other speed in the race. Go Willie Go. I think he's going to be the target. He's going to go ahead and send towards the outside. Chinkabin has been very good his first 2 starts. Real gritty effort with the blinkers last time. I'm going for a price as well. How about my man Bernie Houghton with the 3 Black Jacket? I know that number's not great. 44 in the win at Penn. I like the way it did it. It was pressed, dropped back, came again. The breeding suggests let's go a little bit longer. And Bernie Houghton does very well with this move with 2-year-olds. 2 for 10, 7 for 10 in the money. Sprint the routes with 2-year-olds over the last couple of years. ROI close to $3.50. Bernie's been known to sneak in here a few times and get the money
Yeah, and
at a price.
him and Forest Boys, so 2 for 6 recently here at Laurel Park. It's a nice race. We're both going against the favorite here in this race. Yeah, the 7, Chinkapin. You know this horse will be dead fit to go a mile from the Hammy Smith barn. Nice win last out on the turf. Beat a nice field that day. You get Alex Cintron aboard. Don't overlook the 2, Broad Expanse. Gets a low number for that maiden win at Timonium in the debut. This horse was part of an entry for Meyerhoff and Trombetta that day. Bet down to about 3 to 5. The horse is by Curlin, $150,000 sire. The Damn Sticky by Concern. What a runner she was. She was 6 for 14. Made almost 400,000. Was a stakes winner on the turf and dirt. This colt's a half to Ferris Kid, who made over 200,000. So some very nice pedigree with the 2, Broad Expanse. Even though a low number for that maiden win at Timonium, this horse well meant here to run against these kind of horses.
You just got to time it when these horses are going to make that jump. Is it going to be the second career start for Broad Expanse? I don't know. You see Smooth B went from a 45 to a 64 and held the number. Right. 42 to a 60 for Hidden Funds. These horses still early. They're still mature and going to get better. So they can make some big strides very quickly. I think looking at the breeding, I think Black Jacket just wants this. Wants this 1-turn mile.
Yeah, Bernie out and big stack going sprinter out there. So nice little 2-year-old allowance race there to kick off the late pick 4 in race 7. Let's take a bunch. What a nice card. We have a nice races for the 2-year-olds, a 2 other than here, a 3 other than coming up in race 9. Let's take a look here at the 8th, though. First, Kelso Turf Course, 5.5, rail at 35, 2 other than optional 25. My best bet of the day. Come on, Mary. Let's get our Independence home first off the claim here. For Mary Epler, you get Horacio Caramanos aboard, a sharp allowance win last out up there at Monmouth. There was an A other than optional 20. This horse was in for the tag. Mary Epler got the horse. A 5-time winner on the grass and 2 for 2 in the money here at LaurelPark. A good win and a good second against tough open claimers.
Yeah, 2 really gutty victories, the last 2, but now steps up another notch. It's a little bit better field than that field at Monmouth. We do have some scratches in here. Scratch the 6 J-Rock, the 8 Oak Bluffs, the Granda Flora is scratched. Not a Chance is going to run. The 11, scratch the 12, the 13, and the 14. So my top selection for Ski Magician is going to come well down. Had a bad line anyhow at 6. This horse is going to come down, I think, right around that 5 to 2, 2 to 1 range when it's all said and done. I think was beat a better field. That was a 5 next out winners out of that August 20th race. This horse is going to get the right kind of setup. There's enough speed in here with Mr. October. Our Independence will be fairly close. Jarvis Steele absolutely wants to go right to the front. I think Frisky Magician, he's run well over this turf course. A couple big tries for the new barn. The barn's coming here doing well, Sabelli. A little circling move for Frisky Magician. To get it done. I think it just faced a little bit better horses than our Independence.
Yeah, he should be right there. I use him 3rd. We both like the 4. My Enigma coming off a strong win late July here at LaurelPark for Claudio Gonzalez, your leading trainer. My Enigma, 3-time winner on the Laurel grass. We both like that runner. And I throw the 3 in there. Joseph. I think Joseph likes to come late. He likes that long stretch to the second wire here at LaurelPark. He's a 2-time winner on the grass at LaurelPark. They dropped him from the 2 other than to the starter allowance condition in July to get the win. He's had some time since then, been fresh in for trainer Rodney Jenkins. Some nice works on the tab. You get Stevie Hamilton. I think Joseph's going to be making a late rally here at a big price in race 8.
Yeah, you get value. He's a horse that hinted at ability back in the fall of last year. You see that 85 back in September of 2016 has not really been able to duplicate that performance. Maybe this little freshening, we get him squared away. He will be, he's going to come down off that 12, but he still should be around 8 to 1 when it's all said and done.
Yep. All right. So nice 2 other than there in race 8. How about a 3 other than allowance feature of the day for you in race 9? These races don't go too often. When they do, it's like a little stake race. This race, a 3 other than optional claiming 32,000. Filly and Mares 3 and up. 5.5, Fort Marcy, rail at 87 feet. The 5, My Sister Caro, for trainer Clyde, the Glide Martin. You get Alex Cintron to ride this 5-year-old mare by Bop. She's 2 for 2 in the money here at LaurelPark. A win in a second. She's coming out of a tough 3 other than last out at Parks on a good turf course where she was second up there. Her last win came at Delaware in June against a 2 other than allowance field. Her races here at LaurelPark were last fall against some A other than allowance fields, a good win and a good second here last fall. You get Alex Cintron, who's riding extremely well. He rides the 5 here in race 9.
Yeah, she's just really maintaining solid form. I guess Clyde Martin wishes they had a turf course at Charlestown, huh?
Yeah.
For the West Virginia bred.
Yeah.
She'd be the queen, wouldn't she?
Yep.
Oh, no. It's another really, see, it's almost like a little stakes here. Daylight Ahead didn't have the greatest of breaks behind my sister Cairo last time. Got the jump on the turn. She just kind of flattened out. I think Daylight Ahead coming back to Laurel is going to pick her up a little bit, her form. But the follow-through is going to be the key, the last eighth of a mile. And I think Dare to Be is going to be the one that pops. A good angle here, second off of it. It's kind of laid off for Rodney Jenkins. Hits it about 25%. Maybe not the most profitable. She's run behind these horses in the past. I think she's ready to pop. The 6 furlongs really not her cake. 5.5 is perfect. Going to hit her right square between the eyes. She's going to rally strongly to run down the speed.
Yeah, I can't argue with her too much. She's 6 for 9 in the money here at LaurelPark. You get Steve Hamilton aboard. This filly's going to have to come from off the pace. Hamilton's just going to have to navigate a good trip from the inside, likely be covered up early on going down the backstretch. A nice 4-year-old filly for Rodney Jenkins. I overlook her. You'll get a decent price on that runner. I throw the 7 into the mix. Giddy Up from the Pecoraro barn. Edwin Gonzalez will ride. And this filly might be your early pace setter. She went to the front against 3 other than allowance company this past April here at LaurelPark. A good third behind Royal Reneg and Daylight Ahead. So Giddy Up at a price might be in front early with Gonzalez.
Yeah, she's a tough one to figure. Is she speed? Does she want to just lay off and try to grind out a win? I couldn't get Giddy Up there. Cece, the one, or Cece, however Dave Rodman's going to pronounce this filly. I mean, this mare. I don't know what happened last time at 36-1, but it was pretty good, wasn't it?
Trez and Forrest got lucky at Delaware.
444 and change, and see you later right to the front. She flashes that speed back. She may be able to go ahead and dictate and take them wire to wire, but this bunch might be a little bit better.
All right, nice 3 other than allowance feature of the day there in the 9th race to kick off the late daily double. Let's take a look here. Race 10, we're going a mile on the Kelso rail at 35 feet, claiming 7,500, 3 and up. Wide open, nice salty group of accomplished turf runners here. And how about the 3 Wicked Heat in great form right now for trainer Tim Kreiser? Probably worth the money today for 7,500. Just won this level last out early September on a yielding turf course. He's won 3 out of his last 4, and he's right back in here for 7,500. That's why Kreiser's won 113 races this year. Good for a 29% win clip.
No, he doesn't mess around. And when he comes down here, he does usually pretty well, especially with these turf horses. I think he gets even an easier trip than he did last time. Winter Springs almost pulled the upset at 10-1 when able to kind of dictate through a softer pace over a yielding going. Wicked, he gets a little bit more pace in front of him this afternoon. I think he's going to make it 4 straight on the grass, somewhere from mid-pack. My Vet's a Genius has a lot of speed. If you're looking for price, that's what my kind of angle is underneath. How about Hard Drive? Working well. Those last 2 races weren't too bad behind Barney Rebel and Zen's Land. I can use him. And another price shot. The rest is history. The 7, you should get 20, 25, 30 to 1 on this horse. But a line through the last, the ones prior to that weren't too bad.
And Jerry Thurston has an interesting 8-year-old in here. The 6'10's Wilds in good form. He's won his last 2 in a row, going long on the synthetic up there at Presque Isle, including his last race, early July. That was a 1 mile and 3/16 on the synthetic. He has 1 half-mile work up there at Presque Isle in September. J.D. Acosta will ride. Maybe they go right to the front. The horse is a 4-time winner on the grass. Jerry Thurston, crafty trainer, likes to win at a price.
Yeah. Winter Springs, Wayne Potts, he's another one really doing well over the last 30 to 60 days. Doesn't necessarily need to lead. Maybe he just inherited it last time. Really kind of did a nice job repelling a bit, a nice rating job by the jockey on the front end. But is he going to sustain? If My Vet's a Genius goes ahead and sends, he's going to be able to kind of make that move and be able to kind of hold off the closer. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it could be the French bred there in the finale to kick off International Weekend here. That's it. We're out of time. Dave Robin, he's coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes to get you ready for a big 10-race card. Couple nice carryovers. Beautiful weather. Good luck. Me and Tim Tulloch will be on this afternoon. Try to give you some winners. Good luck.
Good luck.